Hello everyone. In this video we will see how we can use Anuta Atom to create ELine services that transport a range of VLANs across the LDP network core using QinQ endpoint interface types and flexible Ethernet services as a physical encapsulation type. We will also provision the connectivity fault management profile for this service. Atom offers predefined service definitions in the form of a profile that one can choose from to create a particular service. A profile captures the commonly used parameters in a service. You can either edit them or you can create your own variation. Let us take a look at the ELine service definition for a range of VLANs using QinQ. Here we can see the signaling is set to LDP and the pseudo wire is selected as Ethernet. In the connectivity settings, we can see the virtual circuit ID and MTU related configuration. For VCID, we can either feed the ID during service creation or we can choose to auto pick from the resource manager in Atom IPAM. So we already have a profile created on the resource manager and we have chosen that here. The MTU is set to 1522 and MTU range bytes can be set as well. PE-CE settings captures the configuration on the interface between PE and CE devices. We have chosen QinQ based on our service. The customer traffic type is set to transport VLAN range. The VLAN normalization for this service is chosen as normalization not required. The physical interface is set to flexible Ethernet services and logical interface is set to VLAN-CCC. Another important setting is the rate limiting parameter. We can choose the bandwidth in Mbps that will be configured as a firewall policy configuration. Let us now try to create an ELine service using the service definition. So we have the template loaded. Let's take a look at the fields. The initial set of parameters include the name, the customer name from the drop-down, then the service definition from the ELine profiles, which is ELine, QinQ, VLAN-Range-CCC in this particular case, and then the CFM profile from the drop-down that's coming from the CFM profile. The connectivity settings, we don't have to enter anything specifically as we have chosen normalization not required in the ELine profile. Endpoint A and endpoint Z will capture the PE device settings with respect to the CE device. We have the PE device and the corresponding UNI interface. The unit ID is set to 1. The service provider VLAN is set to 150 as an example. And the customer VLAN range is set from 156 to 159. The bandwidth can be modified as necessary. We have similar settings for endpoint Z. The main difference being service provider side VLAN is set to 160 as an example, and the customer side VLAN range is between 163 and 168. Let us now create the service. As you can see, a new service is created. Let us look at the tasks. In the provision commands on endpoint A, the initial configuration is a firewall and policy configuration that has bandwidth and then how it is applied to the interface. We can see the interface configurations, the encapsulation as VLAN-CCC, the outer tag set to 150 and the inner range set to 156 to 159, which will be finally swapped to 150. And finally, the L2 circuit details, where we can see the remote endpoint configuration is also seen here. We can also see the CFM configurations based on the chosen CFM profile. The second endpoint has similar configurations. On the device, we can see the same set of configurations. We can see the encapsulation configuration, the sub-interface configurations, and we can see the firewall configurations, and then the firewall policer attached to the interface. We can also see the VLAN range that's getting translated into 150 and vice versa. The L2 circuit configuration can also be seen with the neighbor details. We can also see the CFM profile attached to the interface, and here is the configuration for OAN protocol configuration for CFM on the same device. The same set of configurations can be seen on the second device as well. You can also see the VLAN range and the translation into VLAN 160. Thanks for watching.